I haven't done one of these in a while, maybe since yesterday. Anyways, the old Good here coming at you with another exciting video. So I just got a bottle of Vecchio Amato del Capo, which is a Calabria Amato. It's delicious. It's freaking good. This is on like my best in class realm of between the like orange spice, kind of vibes of Amaro. Yes, yes, in so many ways. It's watered down here. I put some San Pellegrino into it. By the way, I'm not sponsored by San Pellegrino or any of these companies. But if one of them is watching and they want to hook a brother up and contact me, hey, I'm definitely willing to talk to you. Anyways, here's how I would kind of describe the Vecchio Amato in comparison to these other ones. This end of the spectrum is more of like your kind of citrus only and bitter, right? Like Aperol, Campari would probably be right here, right? Where you're getting a bitter orange peel kind of a flavor, like bitter orange, and the bitter, right? With not too much sweet. I think this one is 11% alcohol by volume. The Montenegro was 23% alcohol by volume. The Vecchio Amato del Capo was around 35% alcohol by volume. The Tempus Fugit Gran Classico was, where is that? 28% alcohol by volume. Then the Cynar 70 is, I believe, is it up there? Yeah, 35% alcohol by volume. So more citrus, right? And bitter. Once you get into the Montenegro, now you're starting to get into this area of the Amato that's kind of like orange tasting, right? So this is like bitter orange tasting. This is more like straight up orange tasting, like blood orange, that kind of vibe. And then you're starting to add some spice to it, right? Cinnamon, clove, allspice, like that kind of vibe. To me, the Vecchio Amato del Capo is kind of a better version of Montenegro. So Montenegro, as cool as the bottle is, what a cool looking bottle. As cool as this bottle is, I would say this is like the younger brother. Like in a family of 9 siblings, I would say this is like somewhere closer to like the newer, babyier kind of end of the spectrum. Whereas Vecchio Amato is like the older brother or sister that went to college and became not quite a valedictorian, but became like a magna cum laude, that kind of vibe. It's got the same orange forward kind of push, but now you're getting more depth to that orange. Like you can feel the body, the broadness, the deepness in that orange, whether it's like blood orange, regular orange, if it's the Kinoto orange versus the myrtle leaf orange, you're starting to just get that flavor, right? And then when it comes to the spices, right? So these two are almost the same, but when it comes to the spices, now you're getting like what I call better quality ingredients. Like it's not just cinnamon that you're getting, but you're getting like Ceylon cinnamon. You're getting the better cinnamon, the sweeter, tastier cinnamon. So like in a percentage of 100, this would be like 55% of that better orange, and then 45% of this like unit flavor of like that better cinnamon. You're getting better clove, better allspice. You're getting some, like, instead of just sweetness, you're getting like as if you had taken a plum, a peach, a nectarine, something like that, put some sugar on it, put it on a grill and barbecued it at like a slow flame, and got some good caramelization there of the sugar. And then you close the lid for about 5 minutes and got some smokiness in there too. That's kind of the sweetness that you're getting. In terms of bitter to sweet ratio, I would say it's 51% sweet, 49% bitter. So it's just a touch sweeter than it is bitter, but it's very well rounded, very well balanced. Okay, next in the realm, Gran Classico. Okay, so now Gran Classico is you're losing the citrus, but you're picking up the cola and the cola spice, but you're still getting, in Gran Classico, you're still getting like a little bit of that citrus flavor, but it's not as pronounced. What you're getting more here is you're getting more herbal. So quick side note to backtrack. In this one, in a percentage of 100, maybe 1% is you're starting to pick up that herbal quality. What do I mean by that? You're starting to get like that like rooty herbal bark kind of cola-ness right? Where it's like unsweetened root beer, unsweetened Coca-Cola, unsweetened like Barks root beer. You're kind of getting just a hint of that cola. Here, the cola is more pronounced. The orange is back in the back burner. Like if 1% of this was cola, 1% of this is orange. So you kind of flip flop the cola with the orange. But then at the same time here, you're kind of keeping that spice. So if I had Campari here, Campari would have been right here. Campari is orange, right? Bitter orange with spice. So actually, if you push these back, it's kind of like the periodic elements table, right? Where like they kind of have the same quality, but there's that subcategory that kind of matches the qualities of everything else. So it's not linear. There's no linear about Amaro anywhere. You start getting these crossovers and this bleeding of like one category into the next, right? So if I had Aperol and Campari has like the same properties, but it's not the same flavor profile. Whatever that little subcategory of the periodic table of elements is, that's basically what's going on here. So this would be like a better version of Campari, where you're just getting like citrus in the background, but you're getting cola in the foreground. Okay, next level up to me would be not even next level up, because like I said, this isn't like a linear thing. This is more of like, I'm going to put them back in the line anyway, just so it's easier for the camera to pick them up. But this isn't a linear thing. This is more of like what flavors of beer, like where does coffee fit? Where does Averna fit in here? You know, it's like I wouldn't even know where the heck to put it. Like I know Averna is one of those best in class ones as well, but at least for coffee. But anyways, Cynar would be, now you're kind of losing all of the citrus, right? And your main frontal note is cola. So whereas Gran Classico is a little more balanced between like cola and maybe that woodsy, bark root kind of a vibe, Cynar now is like mostly cola. You do, like, I remember one time I tasted this, and it might be the day of the week, the mix, sometimes I put like San Pellegrino in there to kind of dilute it a little bit. Like this is a more diluted version of the Vecchio. Vecchio is not this light. It's actually a little bit darker, but it does have that like runniness to it, but it doesn't have legs. Like when you pour the Vecchio Amaro del Capo in there, you do get some leggage action going on, meaning that as you swirl it around, because of the sugar content, you get these little legs that kind of drip down, but it's definitely darker than this. But anyways, the point of Cynar now is more cola. You're getting like 90% in a percentage of 100. You're getting like 90% cola, and then the 10% it's exactly like Kanoto. You're getting cola, then you're getting 10% of like just a mishmash of like, maybe there's some vegetal taste, right? Because obviously it's made from, they're saying that artichoke is one of their primary ingredients, or it's based on the artichoke. So you're getting a little vegetal, but you're also getting some woodsy, you're getting some bark action going on, which is part of that cola, ness to it. So like I said, it's kind of hard to put things in a linear pattern when it comes to these Amaro. It's more like the periodic table of elements. It's like, well, this has the same properties as this, but it might not be linear. That kind of vibe. So it's kind of hard to classify these. Obviously the best way, I hope these videos help someone to at least determine what they like and what they don't like. But ultimately, the final showdown is you're going to have to buy a bottle. It's good that at least Montenegro, I did find the little 100 ml sample sizes. Like also the Amaro di Toscana, I found the 100 ml sample size of that. It would be great. I think Aperol does that. Campari does that as well. Buy the little sample. Taste it. Try it. See if you like it. What you could do is do half of the bottle like straight up neat. Maybe you could do half the bottle on the rocks like I did, mixed with some San Pellegrino. Just kind of see if it's something that you might want to taste. Something I will tell you that none of these have, at least these right here, none of these have any menthol eucalyptus action going on. Nope, that's not in any of these. That's more of like your alpine herb, menthol peppermint kind of realm. None of these have that. None of these have that black licorice forward taste where it tastes like black licorice. None of these have that. So if you're looking for something that does not have that licorice taste to it, none of these have that. You may, especially in this one, maybe this one, you may get like in a percentage of 100, you may get like 1% of like if you took fennel or the fennel that you buy in the stores that has like this leafy tops and all that, take the fennel bulb, cut it in half, put it on a barbecue, caramelize it, get some sweetness going, maybe get some smokiness going. Maybe in a percentage of 100, you may get like 1% or less than 1% in this one and in this one. But we're talking like it's so undetectable that you'd really have to have a sophisticated palate to get it. But the frontal main notes, bitter orange, right? You're getting orange and bitter with a little bit of spice. Here you're getting mostly orange with some spice. It's like a good 50-50 blend. The bitter level is 51 sweet, 49 bitter. This one is you're starting to get into the cola realm where this one's taking over, right? This one's taking over in terms of that cola flavor. This one here to me is Kinoto. When I mixed Aperol with Cynar together, that is the perfect adult Kinoto. That's exactly what it tastes like. Kinoto, that myrtle leaf orange beverage that's usually brown in color. San Pellegrino sells it. I think there's San Bitter sells it. There's a couple companies that sell it, but Aperol and this together as a beverage, that's the perfect adult Kinoto. Anyways, if I was going to do a flight of this would probably be the order that I would do them in. You know, if you're having a party, some relatives, guests over, you're like, hey, what should we have if we want to taste tomorrow? Maybe you're familiar with it and you're like, well, how do I serve this to someone I know who doesn't know about Amari, right? Amari plural, Amaro singular. How would you do it? I would do it exactly like this. And honestly, from someone who really didn't drink until just recently, like I hated the taste of beer. I hated the taste of gin and whiskey and all that. It wasn't until later in life that I started getting into this. The way I would do it is put each one in a glass, put a few cubes of ice in there, put a 1-to-1 ratio of whatever Amaro or Amari you want to put in there with the same amount of either San Pellegrino or club soda, something similar, mineral water, just to kind of break it up so that you can distinguish some of those flavors. You take the alcohol, especially when it's 35% by volume, right? 35% by volume. You take some of that alcohol harshness out so that spirit forward effect is significantly diminished. One of the reasons why I didn't like these beverages for such a long time was whenever someone tried to offer them to me, all I tasted was just like gasoline. Like I hate to use that term, but there's truth in the sarcasm. It literally tasted like something that was going to poison me. I mean, that's literally what it tasted like. And that's why I just refused to drink these for so long. And then one day I said, you know what? Let me just kind of experiment and try it with some club soda. And boom, that's what works for me. So like I said, I hope this video helps some of you out there that are either just getting into this, or maybe you watched this video because something was on sale. You saw it at your local wine and spirit place or whatever. This is on sale, by the way, right now. April 2024. This is actually 50% off at some of the places that I went to. So instead of it being like 34 or 35 bucks, it came down to like $17 plus CRV and tax and all of this stuff. I think the average price that you would pay for this, somewhere around like 25 bucks, is a good price. If you're at your local wine and spirit shop and there's not a big, one of those big super stores around you, you may pay up to like maybe 38, 39 bucks for this, which I guess is acceptable. It's driving gasoline, the cost of gas it takes to get to one of those bigger chain stores where you're going to save money. If that's the only thing that was on your shopping list, spend a few bucks more. So, you'll make up for it in the gas that you saved, whatever it is. Anyways, video's getting way too long. I just hope we covered, most of the points that I wanted to cover was basically, bitter orange, better orange. Now you're starting to get less orange and more cola. And then here you're getting full frontal cola. That's basically what these taste like. Aperol, Montenegro, Vecchio Amaro del Capo, Gran Classico, and Cynar. Tempus Fugit, by the way, if you are watching this video, I would love to try your Fernet. I just cannot find it. It's driving me nuts. I mean, I don't want to spend $100 for a bottle of your Fernet by importing it, shipping it, taxes, blah, blah, whatever. if there's a way you can get this out here in Los Angeles at an affordable price, you know, to me, like $39 would be an affordable price for the Fernet version from Tempus Fugit. I would love to try it. Anyways, if you are watching that video. And then kudos to Vecchio Amaro del Capo. I think within class of just these two, right? If you put all these in the background, bring these up to the front. Kudos to Vecchio Amaro del Capo. I think to me, like when I say best in class, I'm not talking about award winning, oh my God, blah, 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 these sophisticated hoity toities. What I'm talking about is between Montenegro and the Vecchio Amaro. I would recommend this to someone who's just getting into Amaro or maybe likes a lighter taste that just wants the taste of Amaro with maybe a little more orangey kind of a vibe. But if you're more sophisticated, if you're the older, if this is the baby brother and this is the older brother that went to college and got an education, I think Vecchio Amaro did it right with balancing the bitter and the sweet. They also balance the citrus out. They also balance the flavors out. And it's a more complicated, deep kind of a flavor. So with that being said, I'm the Old Coot, and I'll catch you all in the next exciting video.